Good. Is that okay?
Yeah, that looks great.
Good morning, good morning, good morning to you. My name is Ken Tracy, and this is Coffee with Ken. This is a very special edition of Coffee with Ken. I'm with acquaintance slash friend of mine, Jennifer Bruzan Taylor,
Right.
who is in incumbent
Yes.
on the Naperville City Council, and she's also running. You're up for election again.
Right.
Your first time running as an incumbent, is that correct?
Correct. So I'm running for my second term on Naperville City Council.
How long are the terms?
4 years apiece.
Okay, so you've been there 4 years.
Mm-hmm.
So you joined the city council 1920.
2021 is when I won, April of 2021.
And that was a very volatile time.
It was a very volatile time.
It was an exciting time in Naperville history.
It's a very different time to campaign from then and this time. So it's almost like a whole new way of campaigning.
Okay. Well, I have seen, and again, Jennifer and I set this up just, a week or two ago. We were talking at Starbucks and discussing her campaigning. I followed her for a few years.
We used to be neighbors.
We used to be neighbors.
Yeah.
And one thing I know about Jennifer is she's hardworking and she's out knocking on doors and spreading her message to the people of Naperville. And I've always been impressed with that hard work that you put in to do what you do. So thank you for that. But anyway, I don't want to dig too deep right away, but we were just talking off camera.
Right.
You're from Naperville.
Yes.
And where did you grow up, if you don't mind?
Yeah, so I grew up in South Naperville, over 95th and Naperville Plainfield. And like I always like to say, when we moved there, it was 95th was a 2-lane gravel road. All the subdivisions and everything we know of wasn't there. So it was exciting to watch all of that happen and grow and change. Basically from the time I was 7 years old until, my parents sold their house 2 years ago when my mom passed away. So everything was constantly changing and growing and evolving.
So you're a lifelong resident?
I am pretty much. I mean, like a lot of kids, I left to go to college.
Where'd you go to school?
I went to Vanderbilt for undergrad. I went to
wow.
Boston College for law school.
Okay.
Lived a little bit in London. And then came back, worked in Chicago as a Cook County prosecutor. But when my kids were starting to have kids, me and my husband, we were like, we have to get out of the city. And it was an easy choice. Where are we going to go? We're going to come to Naperville. So, and have not.
How long have you been back here then?
Since 2018.
Have you always had political aspirations? You mentioned law school. You're an attorney?
I'm an attorney.
Are you practicing or?
I have an active license, but I am not practicing law. I treat my city council job as my full-time job. As to your question, no, I did not think that one day I was going to be a politician, and I don't like that term, but I guess someone point out, well, that's what you are. I got involved because, do you remember because I talked to you about this this is how I think I first met you, is all the pedestrian safety issues.
Okay.
Because I know the street you lived on
Douglas.
that had all of the cut-through traffic going through, and my street had cut-through traffic going through, and I was just a mom concerned about my kids and other kids, and here I am today.
That's one thing that's always really impressed me about you. You're an amazing go-getter, and we don't talk politics too much, but you're always out there and you feel so active and so involved in the neighborhood, and I've always been really impressed with that.
Thank you. I appreciate that. No, it is funny. I was talking to another mom, and they said there's nothing more productive than an angry mom, right? Who's worried about their kids, and that's exactly how I got started, and that's why now I serve as the council liaison to our Transportation Advisory Board, because it does matter. A lot of the things that we get reached out to are from people who have concerns about the safety of their neighborhoods.
Yeah.
And so that's really key and important to me, because that's literally why I'm here today, is because of my concern over that.
I've been living in Naperville, and we were talking about this a few moments ago. I've been living here for about 16 years, and a lot of us, probably know some councilmen, or councilwomen as well. But how does it work? You've been on it 4-year terms. How many council men and women are on the council?
Okay, yeah. So there are 8 council persons, men and women, and then there is 1 mayor. We all have the same equal vote. It's not like that in all towns. And we have staggered terms, so about 4 of us are up every 2 years.
Okay.
And when you're elected, you serve for 4 years, and you can run for a maximum of 3 terms. So the idea is that you have both young blood and you have some, historic knowledge on the council as well.
Okay.
And a lot of people don't realize what city council does. And what we deal is basically a lot of things you deal with in your everyday life that you may not realize. Your roads, your sidewalks, development, your electric and water utilities. We own our own electric and water utilities.
You were talking about that. You were talking about that at Starbucks the other
Right.
day, how, and I don't know if we want to go into it. It might be too big of a topic, but you're very passionate about the comment and the cleanliness and the salad and the.
Oh yeah, we're talking about the IMEA, and we can mention them. I mean, this is a hot topic. A lot of people are talking about is because we own our own electric utility, but we procure our energy right now through an organization called IMEA.
Okay.
And we have a contract through 2035 with them. We have to let them know by 2030 whether we're going to renew or not.
Okay.
Well, and that's fair. They have to have time to make adjustments. If we don't, what's not necessarily fair, which I was talking to you about, is that they've decided to come to us about 7 or 8 months ago and tell us that they want us to renew by April 30th, 2025.
Okay.
Which is 5 years earlier than we're contractually obligated to. So one of the things that I've been passionate about from the very beginning is to say, well, we're on Naperville's timeline, not anyone else's timeline. So we're going to make the best decisions, doing all the research. Right now, I advocated for the hiring of an energy consultant.
Okay.
And this may be getting too in depth for you.
Well, no, go ahead.
And all this. Sorry, I'm almost done here. Energy consultant who is going to look at the pros and cons of our different options and come before council with that. And then I've advocated, because I'm always about transparency, about having workshops, have our public feedback, and then we have to bid it out. So this is all going to take time and definitely not going to be done by April 30th.
Okay.
And it seems like I shouldn't say everyone, I don't want to speak for other council members, but it seems the common theme I'm hearing is that we're not going to have this done by April 30th, that we're all on kind of following that same, that it's our timeline, not anyone else's timeline.
You were a rookie council person during your last term.
Yes.
Yeah.
Well, starting off, but not when the new election came. We lost a lot of people for the 2023. It's interesting how because we had 3 brand new council members elected. And
so you already have some seniority. You're
right, and a new mayor. So
them run and get the
so it was kind of funny for me and some of the other ones who got started at the same time. But the jokes oh my gosh, we're not rookies anymore.
Yeah. So you were working under Steve Chirico, right?
Originally,
or not working under. I know that's not the right term.
He was the mayor originally
for
my first 2 years, and now it's Mayor Worley.
Okay. And how often do you guys meet? I've been to your, where you meet, of course, but how often do you guys get together?
Well, all city council meetings are the first and third Tuesday of the month at 7 p.m. and you can attend in person, or you can watch, you can stream through NCTV online. They also have the cable channels. We also always post the video. So.
Okay. I know they sometimes run late. I have other friends that are on the council, and I believe at times when the topics are pretty hot, they can run late. Is that true?
That is true.
Is there a limit? Can they only go till 11, or can they go past that?
Well, there's an ordinance that says that it's supposed to end at 11, but we always extend it.
Okay.
Because the thing is, if people have taken the time to be there, and I know a lot of times that maybe their only way to be there, their only time, that we're there to listen, we're there to take all the information, and whether you're the person who signed up first or signed up 30th to speak, you should have the right to come speak to and tell us your opinion and what you care about. Speaking
of listening, you get residents of Naperville. Is a typical meeting, do you have 10 residents, do you have 50, do you have 100, or are there some meetings that are especially hot topics that really pack them in?
I mean, it really just depends what's on the agenda, and sometimes you can be surprised by the thing that gets people worked up. So I actually was not on council then, but so we were talked about how I got involved. I started cared about what was going on in the pedestrian safety, and I started attending all city council meetings. Because I want to know what's going on in my community. And it was interesting, probably I sat in on a meeting, which at that time, again, this is years ago, we're not doing this, so no one take this the wrong way, where there was talk about reducing the number of fall leave pickups from 3 to 2.
Okay.
And I'm just in the audience listening to this. And I'd never seen so many people come out and speak against this. And I, at the time, would never have thought that the fall leave pickup would be such a hot topic issue.
Yeah.
And I since have learned, and I will commit to this, I will never mess with your fall leaf pickup. I know how important that is.
What are we currently set at? Is
We're
it
at
3 or 2?
You do get 3 cycles, yes.
Okay. Yeah, no, with all the beautiful trees and all,
Yes.
you know, we do get a ton of leaves, and I know it's, I'm sure it hits people right, you know, where it matters.
Well,
so.
it's every day. So this is the thing I will say, people anyone who's listening who don't usually vote in your municipal elections, please come out and vote, because everyone cares about what is happening nationally, federally, state, and all those elections. But then they don't come and vote in these municipal elections, but the decisions that I make, the people who are running for your park boards make, the people who are running for your school boards make, those actually impact your everyday life.
Yeah.
Your everyday life. And out of like 48,000 voters, we'll probably only get maybe 11,000 who come out. So you're letting such a small percentage of people make such important decisions for you.
So you obviously won last time because you're the
did.
incumbent. You told me how many votes you won by last time.
I won by 57 votes, so every vote matters. People say their vote doesn't matter. Absolutely. If those 57 people did not come out and vote for me, I would not have had the role that I had today.
Yeah, and I think that's important, like you said, on these at the local level. Not only does your vote matter, but it is the decisions you make at council do impact our everyday lives more so than maybe at a federal or even state level.
Yes.
Yeah.
That's always my pitch.
That is a good pitch.
Trying to get people to vote.
Now, you are kind of I don't know if you're grassroots, but I know you do a lot of door knocking, and I that's one of the reasons I'm here today is because I'm impressed with the dedication that takes. She posted on Facebook, she was out on a snowy Saturday and was out knocking on doors all day. And I've seen the results, and we talked about that because I'm driving through Naperville. I do see a lot of your signs up, and that's and I know you don't want to probably look too far ahead, but that's a really good indication of the hard work and seeing the results you're getting on your hard work.
Yeah, no, I like to say, like, it's me and a group of moms. That's what it was last time. That's what it was this time. We, and especially back when I ran 2021, we had no idea what we were doing.
Yeah.
You know, we were really just playing it by ear and figuring it out.
When you say a group of moms, do you mean like a staff? Do you have a staff that helps?
Well, I wouldn't call them staff. We're friends, and there's certain things that people are better at than others. So, but everything though, I always say that anybody who helps me, I do 10 times over. Like, I have someone who's helping me with yard signs, but I also am driving around with my kids. I was just doing it Monday night, putting in yard signs. You know, there's nothing that I have not done or not doing at the same time that everyone else. But one thing that I always tell everybody is, when I do knock on their door, it is me, who responds to their emails. There is no hired staff. There is no people, like you see on TV, right? That, someone with some iPhone or, behind scheduling everything. Like, no, it's us candidates. At least for most of us, we're the ones who are scheduling everything. You're contacting us, at least me, I know you're contacting me directly when you send me an email. That's why I always am like, give me a day to respond, because it is me doing it. It's very much in a way, it is a grassroots. If you want to win, you have to be willing to do the work yourself. I'll be spending any time I'm not with you or my kids, on emails or scheduling or trying to get people to help me walk and knock on doors. And most of these are just like other parents and other people who've never been involved in politics or in any other way, but because they know me and they believe in me, they're like, yeah, it's scary. I don't really want to knock on other doors, but I will, to help you out.
Awesome.
So,
is there any way, we're on YouTube right now, but we're going to post this on various social media platforms, so hopefully we'll get in front of a large audience. Is there any way that people can reach out to you and touch base if they want to help? But I know that
yes, please, please, if you want a yard sign, if you want to help in any way, if you check out my website, Taylor, Taylor, for FOR, Naperville.com. Again, that's Taylor4Naperville.com. You can learn more about me. There's also a contact page where you can list different ways you can help. Like some people host meet and greets for like little coffees, where meet like 10 or 15 of the neighbors.
Okay.
So it's a very personal campaign.
Yeah. No, again, that's how I met you a few years ago
Yeah.
because you were caring about something that mattered to me and my neighbors as well. And always been really impressed with that. Real quickly, I'm happy to see that Washington, do you guys get involved in the like construction projects in like downtown Naperville or how much?
Oh yeah, I can talk about that too.
Well,
I know we care about that.
For anybody in Naperville,
Yeah.
we had Washington Avenue was
Yeah.
under construction for a number of years. And I know personally, I felt bad for the small businesses. As a former small business owner myself, how hard it is to run a
Yes.
small business, especially when you have construction. And it's so nice to see that Washington is cleared up now.
Yes, I'm a small business owner myself, and I understand that day-to-day struggles. We have those, moments as well where we're worried about how we're going to pay the bills and
Yeah.
everything else. So I understand that.
Yeah.
What we have for downtown is, the Washington Street Bridge. You had that construction, you had the streetscape construction, and you had Washington itself under construction. Out of those three projects I just mentioned, two of them were being run by Naperville.
Okay.
And that was the streetscapes, around downtown.
Yeah.
And then also the roads in Washington. The bridge itself, though, is a state controlled contract because Naperville was lucky enough to receive a significant amount of federal dollars for that project. The downside to that is that required the state to control the contract.
Yeah.
And they do contracts different than Naperville. Naperville, we have both incentives and penalties in our contracts. That's why, if you notice, the work got started at the beginning of the summer and got done by the end of the summer when it came to our stuff.
Okay.
When it came to the
Bridge,
and I will say the contractor we use is doing phenomenal work. So we know it's going to be a good product at the end.
Yeah.
The issue is that we learned later that he underbid the project, and because he didn't have much work. But after this project got accepted with him, he then received a huge project on I-88. So he actually diverted all his resources to that instead of our project.
Yeah.
But we didn't sit on our butts here and didn't do anything. Our staff, I know myself and our mayor reach out to our various contacts. I have contacts, with some of the local unions, and they put pressure and I know that the staff and mayor put pressure on the governor's office and everything so that we can
move it forward.
So, and it's supposed to be completed in June. So you'll start seeing stuff pick up though, because when the asphalt quarries open up in either April or May, depending on weather, now that they'll be finished.
I like the parking spots that they've set up, and really pleased with how Naperville's looking. And I think the direction we're going under the guidance of you and the rest of the council and Mayor Worley and all. So I'm excited about Naperville. I'm a longtime resident. I love the town. I speak fondly of it and pound the table about it as often as I can. So I want to thank you for the work you've done with the council. I'm excited about the next 4 years. I'm optimistic about your candidacy, and I'm excited to see what you guys can accomplish over the next 4 years at the Naperville City Council.
No, I appreciate it. I appreciate all your support, Ken, back before and now today.
Yeah. Well, hey, thank you. Okay. Good luck with the campaign. And when is the election day?
Oh yeah, so April 1st. So make sure you come out and early vote. Okay, because I know District 203 that's during our spring break.
Okay.
So come out and early vote. And
when does early voting start? Can I vote today or do I have to wait?
March 7th.
Okay.
Yeah, so you can go to City Hall and early vote, and I'm sure there's usually at least another location as well. Okay, and you expected like 11,000-ish voters? I hope we get even more. Okay. But I know last time was about 11,000. It's a non-mayor's race, so usually less people come out. Okay. When I ran in 2021, it was about 11,000. And that was a mayor's race? That was a non-mayor's race. Oh, non-mayor's race, yeah, but even a mayor's race, it's probably about 16,000. Okay. So again, come out, vote. The margin of victory for you was 57 votes. So if anybody out there likes Jennifer as much as I do, make sure you get out and you cast a vote for her. And that's in 2023, the person who won as well won by 41 votes. Okay. And remember, this other important thing. You're voting, you can vote for up to 4 people. So there's 4 spots.
Okay.
So you can vote. You can vote for 1 person, 2 person, 3 person, or 4 people. So just know if you like multiple people, you don't feel like you have to choose between one versus the other. You have that option to vote for both of them.
Do you know how many people are on the ballot?
There's 8 people on the ballot.
Okay. All right.
So 3 incumbents and 5 new people.
Exciting times.
It is exciting times.
Exciting times for Naperville and exciting times. So again, I appreciate it so much you spending this morning with me. Want to thank you so much for joining here on YouTube. Again, we're going to spread this all over social media, hopefully. I thank you for sitting down with me and chatting and sharing a cup of coffee with me.
Of course.
And get out and vote. Get out and vote.